All right, I think I finally got it, guys. Sorry about that. It was giving me issues, as usual. Let me know that everything's okay with the stream. Better stop. Let me know you can hear me. Someone say something, please. Oh, awesome. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. All righty. Let's get some of this off here and go out to the weekly. Can you guys hear me? Yes, there's audio. ABC, if you can't hear me, I think everybody else can. Okay, good. All right, let's take these invalidation points off and all this off. All righty. All right, guys. So let's go start out on the weekly here and talk about the big picture. A lot of you already know all about this, but maybe some of you don't, okay? So basically, the big question right now is this a bear market rally? And if it is a bear market rally, is it going to go higher? Okay. Or is this a bottom and we are about to go on a bull run again? Okay. That's the big question that everybody's wondering. So let's talk about that for a second. We have this leg here. You can either draw it to here. It doesn't matter at this point. Okay. We have this leg that could be done. Okay. And this could be the start of a new bull run. All right. Which means we're not going to lose that idea completely until we break this low. Okay. Until we break that low, this being a 5-wave move stays on the table. There will be clues before that, and we'll talk about that in a second. So the most bullish option here is that this is the start of something that we are currently pulling back in a wave 2 and that we're going to blast to the moon. Okay. We're not going to let go of that until we break this low. But if we come under this support right here, I can say that you can pretty much say that it's bad. Okay. We want to potentially fill this gap, but not come under this support. Okay. That would be the best scenario, that we come on down slowly, fill the gap, and then V-shape recovery right out of here and blast to the moon. Okay. Now, that's the most bullish option. Let's talk about a not so bull option, but that we can still go higher. It is that this is a 5-wave move, and that this wave that's going to be coming down is going to be a B wave. Okay. Fill the gap, fine. Don't fill the gap, whatever. And then we're going to get a C wave to the upside that could potentially take this high. It would definitely get everyone bullish. We could even take this high as an expanded B and then get this leg over here. Okay. And basically we end up with a flat. Now we've never had a flat yet in Bitcoin as a main bear market correction. Okay. If you look at the SPX, it has many flats. We have one here. We have one here. And there's probably one back there too. Okay. So is Bitcoin due for one? Probably. It's due for one. Okay. Will we take the all-time high? We don't know that. But this is a way that we can move higher as an A, a B, and a C. Okay. If this is not the start of a bull market. Okay. So those are the two basic bullish ideas. The idea that this is a 1-2, 1-2 is still on the table. That would be for the bullish option. That would be extremely bullish, and it would mean a bull run because it would mean 3, 4, 5, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and on it goes. Okay. That would be extremely bullish if we can pull that off. If it is a 1-2, 1-2, we cannot break this low. Right there. Okay. And we'll hang on to that idea until we break this low. We break it, then we're going to flip to 1 and 2. Now, the only thing, and we'll get to the bearish options in a minute here. The only thing that will turn me bearish is if we get this big separation move right here. If we get a dump that looks like one of these candles right here. Okay. That will not be good. That will mean that this is starting over here. Okay. Because we won't be able to recover from that, because that will mean that this is a third. It'll bounce for a fourth and a fifth down, and then that's the start of something. Okay. So that will be the only wave structure that will turn me bearish. And we'll talk about that again in a second. We did close this bearish engulfing candle. Okay. When we close bearish engulfings, majority of the time, we get follow through. Okay. Bearish engulfing, we got some follow through. Bearish engulfing, follow through, and so on it goes. So probability wise here, that this is the first leg of a partner leg to come. Okay. And we'll talk about that more when we get down on the lower time frame. I'll get to the questions in just a minute, okay? All right, let's take a look at RSI on the weekly time frame. We came from 70. Okay, that was a rejection in the 70 zone. And we're sitting at 60. We're in this red area right here. Pretty much every time that we have broken the 60 level coming from above, we've had follow through. Okay, right here, follow through. Let's see. Right here, follow through. Okay, so we break 60 here, we're going to get some follow through, but it doesn't mean that we're going to zero, guys. Okay, it just means that I expect this current leg that we have to get a partner. That's it. All right. Let's go on down a little bit. All right. So let's talk about what we don't want to see first. What we don't want to see first is that one of two things. Either this back tests now and then dumps. We don't want to see that. That would be bad. Okay? Because it's going to mean that we're starting a 5-wave move and it's going to get a partner, which means we're going to potentially break this bottom. All right? We want to see a very controlled correction. Okay? So even if, say, it rolls over again, then it pulls back, and then it dumps. That's going to be the same thing. We don't want to see a dump that looks like this right here. Okay? We want to see something controlled like this right here. Something controlled. All right? The best thing that could happen to Bitcoin right now is that this pops to the upside and comes up into the wave 1 territory. If it would do that, that would be a beautiful thing, because then we could confirm that we started off from the top in 3 waves. Starting off from the top in 3 waves guarantees only 2 options, that we're going to get 3 and then 5, or 3 and then 3. And even if this is the first leg of something, it's still 3 waves. And it will mean that we're going to get that controlled correction. Okay? So we would like to see it pop up, invalidate the 1, or if it's going to just give us a little pop here and roll over, then that's going to be 5 waves, but it's going to be a small one. What we want to see is a pullback and then a controlled 5-wave move. Controlled. Okay? Not something that pulls back and just dumps. Separation move, I call it. This is a separation move. This is a separation move. This almost made one, but it controlled itself. Okay? All right. If we're going to come get this gap, again, controlled. If this is going to turn into a 5-wave move, fine. We'll pull back, give it another 5. All right? Then make that a 3-wave move. Then give us 3. Then give us 3 or 5 over here and make it controlled. If we're doing the 1-2-1-2 scenario, we're looking at approximately May 19th to finish this wave off. Can it end sooner? Yes. It can hit the 1.618. And we're coming into minimum time right now. But if this rolls over, okay, then what starts with 5 ends with 5, and we're definitely getting a partner leg for this. Okay? And I don't per se really think that it's quite over. Okay? It is meeting minimum time, and it could be. But we don't have anything off the bottom right now to go upwards. And we'll talk about that in a minute. So it's either going to try to climb correctively up and invalidate, or it's making a little 4th wave here, and it's going to roll over for a 5th, and then we have to give this one a partner. Okay? So we'll probably end up at the 2. If it's doing the 1-2-1-2. If it's doing this whole entire structure as a 1, then we're looking at June 1st. More like July 12th, I'm sorry. So minimum requirement is right here, all right? Ending on June 1st, but it could take as long as September 5th. Easily. Because a wave 2 likes to take about the same amount of time as wave 1 took to form. It doesn't have to, but it has to at least meet minimum requirement. And I can tell you that wave 2s take at least the 1.618. It's the wave 4s that end in minimum requirement. Okay. All right, let me see what questions are here. Yes, I will in just a minute. Look at the BLX chart. All right, let's look at that chart for a second because just checking this stream, make sure it's okay. Because I want to talk about one thing for some of the new people that are here. Let's see. Let's go to the monthly. All right, let's see what that question was. 15K bottom. Can be a wave 2. Yes, absolutely it can be a wave 2. I don't even have to measure. Yeah, that can be a wave 2. It can be donezo, done deal. We're done. Okay, but here, let's think about one thing. Okay. What are we correcting? Because if this is a wave 2, are we correcting all of this as a wave 1? Because remember, the markets move in price and in time. So if this is a wave 2 and it's correcting all of this price action, it's not had enough time. And I'll give it the benefit of the doubt and we'll pull it back to this high instead of that high. Minimum time is coming in at December of 23 to October of 24, right in this, area here. Now, if we did this, that, and put a flat up here, we would come right into time. This has not been long enough to be correcting all of this. So let's talk about another thing. Because there's many, Elliott wave traders out there that will call this many things. Okay, there's a big argument. What is this whole structure? Okay. Is it 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2? Okay. Let's talk about that. Or you could even take these off and say that it's 1, 2, 1, 2. When you have a nest, and those of you that have listened to my videos long enough, you know that when you have a nest, each of those 1, 2s need to be getting smaller and smaller in price and in time. It almost gives you this diagonal, it almost gives you this diagonal look. Why? Because each of these 1, 2s inside of here are of a lower degree. Because this 1 and 2 belongs to a 3, 4, 5. This 1 and 2 belongs inside of this third. This one here is your main 1 and 2. It should be the largest one because it's 3 takes care of all of this, and it's 4 and it's 5. So these 1, 2s need to be getting smaller and smaller. Okay. Well, we got a problem. From right here to right here, we're talking $60,000. And from right here, from 0 to here is 20,000. So it's obvious that this wave is our largest wave. And what is our largest wave in Elliott wave? In a 5-wave move, what is the largest wave? It's the 3rd wave. Okay? So it's more than likely that we have a 1 and a 2. Okay? Because that's a very big 1 and a 2. This one's smaller. 1, 2. Inside of here, we have a 3 and a 4 that goes with this one. Okay? Then we have a 5 up here that goes with the circles. We get this 3 that goes with this 1 and 2. This 4 held support right on the prior 4th wave territory. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And then we pushed up for a 5. Okay? All of this structure, I think, is a 1. Which means that we're going to have a longer bear market, unfortunately. When you put it on linear, it's much more clear. When you put it on log, it makes everything look like it's the same size. But this wave right here is our largest wave. So if this is a 2, I think it's just not over. Because if we're going to consider time, and time has to be considered, we're not there yet. And we can't be coming up into it. We have to be coming down. Is it a structure? Maybe. That, let's talk about one more thing, okay? Because there's only 2 things that can overlap in Elliott wave. It's the 1s and 2s, all right? It's the 1s and 2s, and it's the 3s and 4s. Okay? You get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, then you get your main 1, 2, 3, 4 holds in the prior 4th wave territory. Why does it do that? Why does it hold in the prior 4th wave territory? Because if it doesn't, there's nothing to hold it up. This is all insufficient. It's going to drop right through. So it has to hold here. And then 5. So right in this area, in the 3s, the 4s, there's an overlap. Down here, there's an overlap, 1s and 2s. But that's the only place we're allowed to overlap, because 4 is not allowed to come into 1. So with that said, there's a slight chance here that maybe, because actually, oh, we invalidated it. I forgot about that. Okay, so what I was getting at was maybe this is a 3 and this is a 4. This is a 3 and this is a 4. But yes, I'm sorry. Sorry. I apologize. So the only way that this can happen up here, okay, we did not come in to this little 1 red. Anyway, this is the only other scenario, which means that this could be done, and then what's starting here is a 5th wave. I don't really like that. Okay. I don't think that that's the case. Because why is this 3 so much larger than this one? Okay. But that's the only other scenario we would have. That's it. Is that this is a higher degree 4, and we're going up for a higher degree 5. And it would look like this, 1, 2. And then we would say all of this is 3, and we're going up for 5. So I don't know which one it is, guys. But If it's the 2, we're not done. And honestly, I would rather wait this out, bigger bear market, and then rip for that third wave that's going to be like nothing we've ever seen, than go up for a 5th wave to say 200,000, and then we're in for the largest dump we've ever seen. Okay. So that's just my bias on the whole thing. Which one it is? Well, we don't know, right? We'll have to see, right? All right. Yes. Yeah, the time. I'm talking, I don't know how to pronounce your name. I'm sorry. I'm just going to call you Met. Okay. All right. So what else? And I'll get to your requests. What else do I want to say about this? Let's go back to the chart and look at the low time frame. Look at this mess down here. This is sideways consolidation. Okay. First off, it had a little chance right here to maybe start something. But this wick right here, you probably can't see that very well. This wick right here came into the wave 1. So that proves already that this is a 3-wave move right here. So what does that mean? I told the Discord earlier today, be prepared for this pop. If you're short, okay? Right? I told the Discord that this needs to reset itself to the upside to be able to come to the downside. This to me looks all like a consolidation, and it may have one more hit to the high to try to get up to here. And then it's probably going to roll over, guys. What does that mean? It means that we're going to put in a 5-wave move. Now, one thing it could try to do to try to get up there and invalidate that 5-wave move is it can put in 3 waves here, and then it can pull back in 3 and put a connector. Okay? Anytime you get a 3-wave move, a connecting wave that does not take the low, it is telling you all the time, it does not matter what this is in here. It is telling you, I'm giving something, either this leg or the whole entire leg, a partner. If it pulls back in 3 again, it's telling you that I'm giving this leg or I'm giving the entire leg a partner. Okay? So it could try and climb up and then come into this area and invalidate the 5-wave move. Okay? Potentially the 618. I call the golden zone the 0.5 and the 618. Those are the 2 extensions that 90% of the time it's going to retrace back to. If you look back in history and you use your fib retrace tool and you retrace all of the bounces, 90% of them hit this zone. So if it's going to try to climb, that's where it's coming. That's what it needs to do to invalidate this being a 5-wave move, because right now it's sitting on the 1.618, which is the extension for a 3rd wave. If it can turn now, it can invalidate it. But if it rolls over and gives us another leg down, Then we're going to have leading diagonal, wave 2, 3, 4, 5. And what starts with 5 ends with 5. So that's fine. No big deal. We just cannot get that nasty drop. Okay. You can see that we are underneath this resistance now. Now, one other thing, what was I going to say? This pattern here looks very, very similar to back during COVID. This right in here. We had this push to the upside. Push to the upside. We had this running correction. Running correction. Then we get this triangular looking pattern. Just sideways consolidation, getting tighter and tighter. Sideways consolidation, getting tighter and tighter. Then we pop to the upside. Let me go on a lower time frame for this one. Then we pop to the upside. Then we got this humpity expanded B look. Okay. Humpity expanded B look. And then a dump. And then a dump. And then in here, this was highly awful price action. Look at this. Okay. Honestly, looking back at it now, it was awful. I don't think anyone would have looked at this as a wave 1. And then we had this tiny 5-wave move that didn't act like a 1-2-1-2. A 1-2-1-2 should do something like that. And it was way down here. I would have totally at the time probably thought this was some type of just retrace. But what gave it away? What gave it away was the higher lows and higher highs. And what really gave it away was this pullback right here. All of these pullbacks were 3 waves. Every one of them were telling you, I want higher. Okay. So what do we need to pay attention to now? Same thing. Okay. If this gives us this move, pulls back in 3, gives a partner move to the upside, pulls back in 3, and it continues to climb with higher highs and higher lows, we need to pay attention. Because it's practically the same fractal. Does it mean 100% that we're going on a run? No. These fractals repeat themselves many, many times over and over. Basically, it's just a group of corrections that happen to take place in the same way. Okay. But we need to pay attention if this tries, to continue to make higher highs and higher lows. And it gets past the 618. Okay. Going past the 618 is your clue. Because this will be the last of the little resistance that it'll have. Now, I'm more leaning that this is just a 3-wave move, that it's going to bonk its head, and then it's going to roll over. But you can't get one-sided, ever. Don't ever get one-sided. Always keep your eyes open for both scenarios. Okay? All right. think I'm done with my little rant now. All right, a good book. Okay, so let me tell you something about books. Books are great. I've got an Elliott Wave cheat sheet that's probably 20 pages, and that's all you ever need. They're great. They teach you the basics, but the problem is, for everyone that tries to learn Elliott Wave, is actually applying it. Okay? You know, you could look at this structure all day long and say to yourself, is that 5? Is that 3? What comes next? Da da da. The hardest part is applying it to the chart. Okay? And you can't trade Elliott Wave alone. Ever. Okay? There's too many ways the market can go. You have to have other things with it, proven things that create a system that has strict rules, strict strategies that is proven over time. Okay? But if I was going to recommend a book, it would be Elliott Wave for Beginners. I believe it's Glenn Neely that wrote the book. That would be the best one. Okay? Thomas? You can get it right on Amazon. All right? All right, Zill. Zill is one that I'm eyeballing at the moment. All right? So at first I had a leading diagonal here. And then I got to looking at it more closely. And leading diagonals have to be one of two things. They either have to be 5, 3, 5, 3, 5, or they have to be all threes. 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. And this wave right here to me looks really 3 to me. So I think that it's not a leading diagonal, or probabilities are that it's not, okay? And that what actually it did was this was a middle connector right here, a running correction. This leg gave itself a partner, and that this is a B wave. We've got an A wave right here, and now we're expecting, or this could be X, okay? We're expecting a partner for this one over here. And it looks like to me it's going to be 3 waves. So the first place I'm looking is if you pull a fib retrace on this wave, we've got the golden zone right here. And then if you pull a fib extension from here to here to here, looking for this leg, we've got the 618 overlapping the golden zone. If it doesn't hold this higher low, then the next place I'm looking is here. And if we pull fib on this one, we've got the 618 sitting right here at this 1-to-1. So which one it's going to tag, I don't know. But I'm looking here first. If it bounces in 3 and it's ugly, then I'm looking here. Because we should, like many of these altcoins, get a partner leg for this guy right here to the upside. Whether this is the start of something and it's a wave 1, or it's an A wave and we're pulling back for a B wave and we're going to get a C wave. Either way, we don't want to miss this one's partner because it could get extremely pumpy. Extremely pumpy. We're talking, let's see how high it could go. And we'll say that it's going to hit the 618, okay? All the way up here. 15 cents. Crazy profits. Crazy. Okay? So that's Zill. That's what I think, that's what we're looking for. Okay? Right here first. At the bottom of this consolidation zone here. If it loses it, then we're looking for here. We don't want to lose that. Why do we not want to lose the 618? Because if we lose it, underneath it is nothing but insufficient area. If it loses it, forget it. It's over. It's not going to be good. It could still recover, okay? But what probably would end up happening, say that it comes deep, okay? We'd end up with this truncated C wave. And we'd end up with this bearish connector here. We don't want that. Okay? So it needs to hold and not come up underneath this low right here. Okay? All right. Okay. XPR. Let's see. Proton XPR. Oh, okay. Here we go. Okay, so basically what's happened with this one, we've got this middle connector here that's connecting the start of it to this downtrend. Okay? Basically, there's no wave structure here. So what's going to happen is when this eventually turns is when it will start its full first, bull market, 5-wave move. So in the future, if this one survives, we will always start it from here. Okay? Unless for some reason it never creates a 5-wave move and it ends up putting 3 here, which could happen. Okay? But that's still going to be crazy gains. How much lower can it go? Well, on the weekly, it's trying to build reversal divergence. We want to hold on to that. Okay, we don't want it to lose that. That would be bad. This is very corrective. Okay, it's a complex structure coming down. Okay, so we've got a connector here connecting this one to this one. Then we've got the main connector that's connecting this leg to this leg. We've got a connector here. Here's one leg, and then this is the second. So it's in the ending. It's in the end. 618, that would be a good area for it to hold. Let's look at it lower. Here's the thing. It can go lower for sure, but it really needs to hold this 618, not go any lower than that. And I think this is actually, yeah, it's here. It's got an ending look to it, okay? But it's very, very corrective. Like, it doesn't look like an ending diagonal. It's putting these spikes in the air, trying to rally. I'd look for the 618. I mean, if you're not invested already in this, honestly, if you're not invested already, you need to wait for it to come up and over this area right here. It needs to break it and flip it to support, okay, with a V-shaped recovery. That's where I'd buy in. And not until. Okay? Because it could keep like dumping, spiking, give you 3 waves, spike, give you 3 waves, and extend this out. It needs to recover and get back above here. Back above this. Okay? If you are invested and you bought up here, or you bought up here, or even here, you're going to have to hold out now and just wait for it to turn. Don't give back your crypto. Don't give it back at a loss. Just wait it out. I hope that helped, Eric. This is Algorand, right? I think so. All right. So it needs, obviously, to get up and over this area right here. That's going to be the area to break and get on top of. This is the leg that we want to see a partner for. Right now, it put in a connector. And this leg is currently getting a partner. And it looks to me like it's going to put in a 5. So a zigzag. If this is going to be the start of something, we have got to hold this low. Cannot break it. Okay? If it ends up breaking it, what it's going to mean is its last hope will be is that this is some type of ugly 3-wave move. It looks like 5 to me. And then it's just going to give, its last hope is that it'll give it a partner. It'll get stuck here and then roll over. That's the bear. So it's got to hold that low if this leg is going to get its partner to the upside and break through here. Okay? Whether it's an A or it's a 1, it has to hold. So it's giving us this little ending look here. Okay, the big question is the first place it's got to get over is this 4th wave territory. So what we want to see is this recovery like this. It can do that. All of this is insufficient. This is what we want to see. Okay? We want a 5-wave move. And then we want to pull back and flip this area to support. This is chance number 1. This is chance number 2 to get in. And then ultimately, we want to be on our way from there. Okay? What we don't want to see is this roll over and then put in another wave and then roll over. We're going to be coming really close. But it can come as close as it wants as long as it doesn't take it. Okay? Pete, if you're still here, you know, there's so many debates about the gaps, about whether they're going to get filled, blah, 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 whether they need to be filled. All I know is that usually they do. Okay? So we have one sitting down here. Does that mean that this, you know, is an ABC here? It could be. It could be. And then this leg is coming. And we're going to fill it. But even if that's the case, and we put in a wave, say 2 here, or the first leg of our wave 2, that's not that bad considering the fact that we may be correcting this entire structure if that's as low as we go. Because we know we need more time, so then we would probably see that big bear market rally, and then this structure would get its partner, and we'd put in that flat up here. So if this is as low as we go to fill that gap, to correct all of that price action coming from 0, as low as we go is 9,000. That's not too bad. Now, the people that bought way up here, they're not going to like that too much, that's for sure. But it is what it is, right? So, my thoughts on ETH. Is it hard to create a bullish count? Are we talking about this top here? This top? If you are talking about that top, okay, the bullish count is basically going to mean that it's able to hold this low. And then we would have the same as Bitcoin, the 1212. That's the bullish count. Now, I will say this about ETH, and I don't mean to sound like some bear, okay? But ETH is different because this is our low. Okay? Oh, the final top. 1 second. Look at the size of this wave compared to this wave. It's bigger. This wave is bigger than this wave. So the only way that this is going to be 1, 2 is that we're going to have to assume we're in the middle of our third wave. But this wave is almost bigger than the other one. Let's see, to be sure about that. No, this wave is bigger. So we'd have to assume that we're in the third wave. So with that being said, ETH, it's highly, highly necessary that if we're going to hold on to the bullish outlook, that we have to hold this low right here. We cannot break it, because we'll lose our 1-2-1-2. And this wave is too big to be a wave one inside of the third when this is our main one. So we have to hold this low. Otherwise, this is probably just ABC. Or what it is it is ABC. And it's just going to put a connector here and then give this a partner to the upside as a bear market rally. Okay. And then the top, I don't really know what you mean based on the top, but to me, it totally came down in 3 waves, which is beautiful. So whether we go higher here or not, that would be 3, and then we get 3 or 5 over here. That's a beautiful correction. I don't see where it's so bearish. Even if this is all a 1 and we're coming down for a 2, if we can, even if we don't rally high, say that this is all we get, and then this leg gets a partner, that's still, say it comes into here, that's still not bad for a 1 and a 2. So ETH still looks plenty bullish to me, even if we end up getting this leg over here. Because if this is 1 and 2, the third wave we're talking about, forget it. It's crazy big. Crazy. Crazy big. I mean, look at SPX, okay? When you go and you pull an extension, this third wave right here came into the 2.236. Okay? And I'm on log scale. So let's do that here. ETH and Bitcoin are in this mess right here. This is a 1 and a 2. So our bear market right now, if we're correct, we're in this. This is what we have to come. So we're talking crazy, and I'm not sure if I have the bottom or not, but say we come back down, I don't know, in that area there. Crazy numbers. Crazy numbers. Eventually that this will get to. I mean, take a look at that, guys. Take a look at it. Look how small that is. On the 6 months time frame. Look at the SPX on the 6 months time frame. Look at this. Okay. If it's going to hang around for as long as this is hung around, okay, we're a little blip. A little blip. Bitcoin's a little blip. That's it. It's a little better, but still. We're in this. We just completed this. Maybe that puts it into a little bit of perspective of what we're talking about, what's to come for the third wave. This will be the buy of a lifetime. Like, forever to buy where we are right now in crypto. If it hangs around, which I don't know why it wouldn't, but who knows what could happen, right? All right, I think this one is next. HBAR. All right, this is the leg that we want to partner for right here. At least a partner. Mega bull is that it's 1 and 2, and we're about to scream to the moon. Okay. This to me is 3 waves, that it's a connector. This leg's getting its partner. Okay, so we want to look at $618 first. I would really like to see it hold there because that's where the 618 is. Worst case, the 1-to-1 where this consolidation is. Okay, but I'd really like to see it hold this one. That would be bullish. And then go. So basically, we're looking for this to end and then go. Okay. Now, with all of these, let me say this. Okay. With all of these, the longer this draws out in correction land, so the longer that this carries on, the more that this is going to be screaming that they're B waves. Because really, and we'll check this one, but a lot of them have more price action. It should have only taken to about right here for the wave 2. Going beyond that, your probabilities shift that you have a B wave and not a wave 2. But we don't know for sure. And we just have to wait and see on that one. But it was not going to matter, too much. We're still going to get this leg. We should still get this leg equally over here. And it can get pumpy because it'll be a C leg and not an A. Maddox, I'm not sure what you're asking about goofing up. Let me know if I did the wrong one for you or something. All right. This wave back here going to have to be an expanding diagonal. We'd look at that as a 1. All this pullback is a 2. This is the wave that we want to be the start of something. We want this pullback to be a 2, and it ripped to the moon. That's the bull option. The bear option is that it's going to be A, B, C connector. And like I said, the higher this goes, the better. Because the higher the B, the more bullish. So that when it gets this leg over here, potentially it can hold a higher low. And that's only if this fails to produce a bull run. Okay. But we very much want this to be the start of something. And this is really good. This one created a 3-wave move and went high for its B wave. So this leg now is getting its partner. We look for the 618 first and then the 1-to-1. We don't want it to come under the 1-to-1. There's no reason to come under this consolidation right here. Okay. And this is going to be hopefully a higher low type correction and then give this leg a partner. Okay. Look here first. Then here. Harmony. Oh, okay. All right, so let's see. This is the leg right here that we want the partner for. Basically, what we're looking for is for this to be done and this to be the start of something. Again, say that it just gives us a connector leg. What does that mean? Same as Bitcoin, that this is getting a partner. Okay. But the bullish option is that this is the start of something, which means its invalidation point is here. We've got 3, and that is a very good sign. Then we've got 3. Now we're looking for 3 or 5 over here. Okay. Same way you go about it, pull a fib extension, then pull your fib, trend base fib extension. All right, why did I pull it down like that? Why did I pull it from here instead of up here? Because when I got to looking at it, that's a B wave. This is the connector of 3 waves. So we've got 3. This is an X. Now we're looking for Y. So the 618 first. And when you pull it to where it's supposed to be, now I can't see it though, we get better overlap. So we really want to hold here, but if not, then what's our next one? Here, right on this consolidation. We don't want to come under that. Okay. We want to stay on top of this right here. And then this leg should get its partner. This is a very good looking correction here. Beautiful that it came off of the top in 3. That confirms that this is a connector wave for this one. Harmony. Okay. Same thing. Exact same thing. A lot of these alts look exactly the same. They are very close to ripping. 3. X wave. 3. Look here first. Worst case here, but I really wouldn't even want that to come to the 1-to-1 because we want to stay on top of this. We get up underneath there, and it runs the risk, all of them run the risk, that we'll end up with this deep B wave, and then when this one gets its partner, it gets stuck here. We don't want that. If it can stay on top, okay, this is just price action based TA, okay, if it can stay on top, then when this one gets its partner, the only thing it has to get through is this little bit of price action and this little bit of price action. And it can flip that to support and rip. Okay? That's why we don't want to get up underneath there on all of them. If I skip you, I apologize. I'm trying to not skip anybody. All right, E-Gold. This leg right here is the leg that we are looking at in the alts. Pretty much the same. Except I don't like that it's taken out at 618. But it doesn't mean that it's over. Okay. We've got same thing, an X wave or B right there. And this leg is getting its partner. But the good news is it looks very corrective. Okay. It looks like this is making a little 5-wave move here. And it could end it off right here. Let's pull a fib extension. Yeah. Might come deep. Let me look at this one for a minute. Yeah, that's the way it's moving, unfortunately. But it does have a chance to hold. This has got 3 waves. 3 waves. Now it looks like it's making 5. Maybe it's going to be the 1-to-1. And then we've got, that looks maybe like 5 or 3, but it has to be 3. And then we've got 3 in the middle. So it's corrective, which is very good. The only thing that it, runs the risk of is that when it gives this leg, the deeper it comes, it ends up just giving, something like this, a middle connector. But if the rest of them are going to rip to the upside, it will too. It's just coming a little deep. It's got to not break this low right here. Otherwise, then it runs the risk of just being that 3-wave move that I just talked about. All right. DXY, could it go to 75? So the DXY, this is the overall count. Okay. I cannot find a way to make this count different. If I try to make it different, then it ends up with an invalidation. Okay. So with that being said, the big question right now is when's B going to be done? Okay. No, it's not going to 75. I don't see that. Because we have to give this leg a partner, unfortunately. And that's where the other half of our bear market will come in. So we'll look at this in a second, but we're looking for B to end. Okay. And then C is coming. If Bitcoin, or if crypto is going to follow the DXY inversely, which it really hasn't as much as it was before, but if it is, and this right here is very close to giving a bounce, then that will be this correction we're going to get, okay? And then when it gives this leg a partner for this B wave is when we'll get our ripping wave to the upside to give whatever this one a partner, okay? But when this leg comes, we know what happened in here. That's when we're going to get this partner. Okay? If it's going to follow it, which big moves like that, it pretty much does. So I don't think B's quite done, okay? Because it hasn't, it's just coming into minimum time right now, but I think it's got a middle connector to go. Okay. When I try to make this count anything else, just to give, so you guys understand, I mean, this is bad to say that we're going to get this whole other leg, okay? But if I try to say that this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 comes into 1, invalidation. If I try to say that this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I can tell you that 4s never come into their A waves. They just don't do it. A third wave gets you away from everything so that when that 4 comes, it's not invalidating anything. This is not an impulse wave. We have an A wave, a 3-wave B wave, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for a C wave, which is a 3-wave move bringing you into a W. We have 5 down. Then we have this 3-wave move. Then we have 5 down. We have a zigzag here in the middle for an X. And then we have this impulsive wave. This impulsive wave, 5 waves, has to get a partner. And we're looking for a Y wave that has to be 3. So if there's a count here that I'm not seeing, which is possible, I hope there is one. Because this leg, in my count, has to come. So basically, the reason, one, that I think that the B wave's not done is because of how this wave looks. Okay, it looks impulsive to me. Like we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is making 5, and it could be done. It could be a truncation. Okay, but we will not know until it overtakes this area right here. Because up in here could be 1, 2, 1, 2. And if that's the case, we need another 4 and a 5 to the downside to finish off the A wave. And then we'll need a B and then a C to make that bigger B. Hope that makes sense. Wondering if we are on a B wave or the start of a new impulse. All right. If it's going to be impulsive, no waves can come into this area now. Okay. The bullish option is that this was a 1 here, 2 over here, and then a 1 and then a 2. So it'd have to be a nest. With that said, I would have expected a much bigger wave here for the third if it was going to be impulsive. Because we're already correcting too soon. Okay? Especially if it's going to be a nest. So with that said, I'm leaning that it's a 3-wave move that could have one more hit to the high. But more than likely it's corrective. But what can it do? Okay? What can it do to save itself from downturning and this being completely just donezo deal? Put a connector here that cannot break this low right here. Put a connector and then give all of this a partner and get up for a much higher B wave. That's what it's going to need to do. Otherwise, it breaks through here and this leg is getting its partner. Okay. Got to stay above that. And so far to me, it looks promising. Something like that. But it may put a bigger correction. But it can't come back into these wicks up here. Otherwise, it's going to invalidate the impulse wave. So if it's going to give this leg a partner, fine. Give it a partner. Hold here as a connector. Okay. So while I'm doing this, I'm running a free trial on the Discord, guys. Basically, all you have to do is email me and you can get a free look at the Discord. Also, anyone that's here today, if you email me, I will give you 60% off of the course. All you have to do is email me and say, or if you watch this later and you email me, I won't be able to tell. So, 60% off the course. Okay. I guess this is the right one. BNX. All right. So unfortunately, this was its chance to do something, and it didn't. So now one of two things. It's either going to have to break the low to reset itself to go to the upside impulsive, or let me look lower. All right. So there is a slight chance that it did make an impulse wave here. It's just a very ugly one. So with this one, the bullish option is going to be that it's making a flat off the top here, and that it's going to hold this area in here. Invalidation is this low. The only hope that this one has at the moment is that it was a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Possible. So yeah, this is the invalidation. So if it doesn't hold, it doesn't rip to the upside, then it's going to have to reset itself. Because basically what you could get here is one of two things. Either this is the start of something, going to pull back and hold, and then it's going to go. Or, yeah, it's got to come down and reset itself again so that it can start anew. Because all of this sideways chop is sideways chop. You want to see this 4-hour here. You want to see it hold the bullish zone. If it's going to do it. Otherwise, it's probably going to break the low. Which is fine. I mean, breaks the low, comes on down, resets itself, then it has another chance. If it fails, again, then it has to reset itself to have another chance. And that's what happens. That's why we have so many resets here. It had a chance, didn't do it. Resets itself. Had a chance, didn't do it. Resets itself. Had a chance, didn't do it. Resets itself. Now it has another chance. It doesn't do it. It'll reset itself until it finally does it. But every time you get a start of a 5-wave move that doesn't have any invalidations in it, that low is your invalidation point. Okay. And ultimately, this one needs to get on top of all of this right here. It's got to break above that and give that recovery up. And if I was going to trade this, more than likely I would wait for that to happen. Okay. I'll put my website in here for those of you that are asking about it, and you can take a look at everything that it's about. It breaks it all down. It's not just Elliott wave. Like I said, you cannot trade Elliott wave alone. mean, you can, but you're not going to be successful as being, you're just not going to be as successful. Okay. Don't get me wrong. Elliott wave is a huge plus. Okay. I would be lost without it, but it's not everything. And it can't be everything. You have to have set strategies. Other things, and it's all laid out. Trends and time frames, all kinds of stuff. And even if you think, that you're an advanced trader, there's something there for everyone, believe me. Is this it? I guess so. Okay, so this is another one. We'll take a look at this wave right here, but if it fails, it's going to need to reset itself. Okay. All right, so with all these wickety wicks, we'd have to call this an expanding, which that's possible. Okay. So invalidation right now is this low. The good news is that looks corrective. So it has a chance. But this here is a little connector. So this 3 waves needs a partner. So if it can get higher right here, that would be much better. Because, can't break this low. Otherwise, reset, then it'll have a chance. See this bottoming look? Low. This could be an expanding diagonal, but that's the only thing it can be. Breaks this low, it's got to reset itself. And it doesn't have to break it like, way down there. It just has to reset. Break this low, reset itself, and then it can go again. Start anew. But right now, that's the invalidation. Is Ultra a coin? Or are you saying ultra bullish? Liquid, if you're still here. I think he's saying ultra bullish. Maybe. Oh, no, he's not. Yep, that looks bullish. All right. So this looks a lot like ETH. Okay, where it had this upward connecting wave here. Actually, it's all the way to here. This is very bullish where it does this. Okay. So this is A or B. Or 1 and 2. Right now, the invalidation is right here. Don't want to come underneath that. If this wave right here is going to be the start of something, we would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right now, it looks like it's putting in a little connector. And that this leg wants a partner. And then 618 is where we're going to look for. Right in this consolidation right here. And this looks bullish. The only thing that would make it fail and come lower is if all of that upwardy correction was a 4th. And this is a 5th. But that let's see. Yeah, that's possible. Okay, so if this is going to be the start of something, it can't break this low. If it does, then we've got 3, 4, 5. But this leg's definitely getting a partner. Okay, even if this fails to be the start of it and it comes on down, this leg's getting a partner to the upside. Okay. The high peak is here. And then we have this divergence, but the problem is B waves give you that divergence also. And this looks 3-wavy to me. So I think that we had A, B, C, or WXY, whatever. But I don't know if it's a fourth. Now, fourths usually reset themselves harder than this. So there's a chance that's the start of something. And it made a very bullish correction. You can only trade this on this one, huh? So if you're still here, do you follow along with the rule that the third wave, to be impulsive, it must at least hit the 1.618? I can say this. It's not a rule, okay? But 99% of the time, your third wave is going to at least hit the 1.618. So if you have a wave that it fails to do that, be on high alert that you don't have an impulse wave, that more than likely you have a C wave. Okay? Because they should. All right, AVAX, invalidation point here. We are looking for $618 first, then the 1-to-1. It's got a beautiful 3-wave move off the top, 3-wave move back. Now we're looking for 5 or 3 over here. If it can hold that higher low, that is beautiful bullish at the 618. If it loses it, then we're looking for the 1-to-1 on top of this consolidation right here. And we want this 5-wave move to get a partner to the upside. More than likely, guys, these are A waves. But there is a chance that they're ones. But I can say this should have been the wave 2 right there. And then go. But it hasn't broken the rules until it breaks this low. And I have seen wave 2s that take a little while. So, but we won't know till we know, right? Here and then here. Can you guys hear me? Hopefully you guys can hear me. Hopefully you would have let me know before then. All right, XRP, and then I think that will be the last one. I don't think I have any requests after that, really. All right, let's take a look at our XRP here. This is going to be an expanding diagonal. That is the only thing we can do with this. Otherwise, It's corrective. Look at all the overlap. But it is a beautiful expanding diagonal. Then we get this three-wave pullback. And this is where XRP is much different than the alts that we are seeing with that five-wave move off the bottom. Because XRP gave us 3. Okay. Then it gave us 3. Probably to here. And now it's put in 3. So we have W, X, and Y. Okay. So what is it going to do? Is it going to give us now this leg over here? Or can it save itself and put in a connector here and turn this into A or W, X or B, higher degree, and then over here we get Y or C. If Bitcoin is going to put in that C leg, then I would say XRP is going to put in a partner leg. But this is telling a story. And the story is that XRP is making a bear market rally. Because this is 3 waves and there's no way to do anything else with that. Even if, even if we said this was a truncated Z wave right here. And we had W, X, Y, X, Z. Which I don't like that because it didn't even hit the 618. But say it is a Z. Okay. We have invalidations. This can't be the start of something. We are so close. If this is 1 and this is 2, 3 should have ripped to the upside to get this wave here out of the way of coming into any of this. Because we could argue that this is a 1 and a 2 nest, but it failed. It's already, this wave has already come into this potential one, and it's so close now to coming into this one. This is corrective. So all it can do now is put a connector right here. Stay above this area, put in a connector, and then give this whole thing its partner. So XRP is telling us something here. I don't see any other way at this moment, unless maybe it's trying to put in a diagonal. That's a possibility right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's its only bullish hope at the moment, to be starting a bull run. Then it would pull back, hopefully hold here, and then blast. But what are we looking for? We're looking for a connector. So either way, whether it's making diagonal or making connector, we're looking for the same thing. We're looking for this to hold and for it to blast to the upside. Whether it's giving this a partner or it made diagonal and it pulled back. Okay? So that's how you piece things together, guys. When you have more than one scenario, overlap them onto each other. And a lot of times you'll realize that you're looking for the exact same thing in all of them. All right. Thank you guys for sticking it out with me for 2 hours. And I will see you next Tuesday. And don't forget, if you email me at Dragonfly Trading Systems, it's in the thing below. System, actually. No, that's not it. For the Discord or the discount for the course, you'll get 60% off. Okay? You guys have a great day, and thank you for sticking it out with me all this time. If I didn't get to you, hopefully I'll get to you next time. Okay? Have a great day, guys.